We've got so many free-to-play games coming out in 2024, and it seems like free-to-play games are finally catching up to the standards of what AAA games have been providing. And the games I'm going to showcase in today's video is way beyond what AAA games have achieved so far. Now, the first game is Delta Force Hawk Ops. Now, this game is honestly my most anticipated 2024 multiplayer game, because I don't know how many of you guys are aware of this. I'm a very huge fan of Battlefield games, and I usually play Battlefield all the time. I don't make videos on these games, but most of the time I spend gaming is usually on Battlefield and Call of Duty and most of the FPS genres. And honestly, I'm so pumped for this game, Delta Force Hawk Ops. It's going to be a free-to-play game, and recently there was like a closed alpha session that took place only for the European regions, and some of the big YouTubers actually got their hands on this game. And I've been speaking with the developers. We've been having some good relationship going on, and they actually said that I can hop into the early alpha on July 18th. But after the first alpha, they decided that they need to make some more changes before they go ahead and release it out to the public. So they kind of just postponed the alpha that was supposed to happen on July 18th to a different date, which they haven't really announced as of now. But they said the wait is not going to be very long. It's probably just like a week or two of a delay, because they want to change some of the things that was heavily criticized on the first alpha. And honestly, man, the first alpha and the gameplays that I've seen so far, it's exactly the same as Battlefield. And some people even say that it's way better than what Battlefield could offer. And also, since it's a free-to-play game, it's going to be available on Steam, it's going to be available on PS5, Xbox Series X, as well as on your mobile devices. So what was the last game that was free-to-play and it was available on all the platforms, which went absolutely viral all over the world? I think it was PUBG, and then it was Fortnite, and I think Delta Force is actually going to go super huge once this game fully launches. So if you guys are interested in Delta Force, let me know down below in the comments, because I don't know if my audience are really interested in FPS games, but if you guys are, I would absolutely love to cover FPS genre contents. And honestly, the only reason why I don't do it is because I don't know if you guys are interested, but I'm a huge fan of Battlefield series, so I would love to go ahead and cover this content if only you guys let me know in the comments down below. Now, the next game we have here is Marvel's Rivals game, where you get to play as all the superheroes from the MCU, meaning the Marvel superhero universe. Now, you get to play as Venom, Spider-Man, Thor, Hulk, or basically whoever your favorite superhero is, you will now be able to play as them. And it's a game that is kind of very similar to Overwatch, Paladins, and also this new game which was released by PlayStation. It's called Concord. So it's pretty much a 6v6 hero shooter game. And honestly, what makes this game very unique from all of the different hero shooters is that it's all part of the Marvel superhero universe. And I think that's just gonna make this whole franchise stand out from all the different superhero games that we've had so far. And from the playtest and from the gameplay expressions and impressions that I've seen so far, it seems like this game is actually pretty good. It's very high quality, and Marvel has done some phenomenal job in order to developing this game. And I think they just simply learned from all the things that, you know, games like Overwatch and Paladins and so many different hero shooter games have done wrong. It seems like they just picked up on all the things that went wrong with these games and then try to fix it and make a perfect game in this genre. And I think this game is absolutely going to blow up when it comes out. And as of now, it seems like there is going to be a closed alpha or a beta version of Marvel Rivals sometime in 2024. And the final launch, the official full-time launch of the game, is currently announced as Q1 or Q2 of 2025. And the reason why I added this game on the 2024's list is because we're going to get a beta or an alpha test for this game in 2024. So of course, I wanted to go ahead and add this game in there, because I really think that this game is going to go absolutely nuts when it comes out. Now, next up, we have Tom Clancy's The Division Resurgence. Now, this is a game from Ubisoft. It's going to be completely free to play. It's honestly a Division game. It kind of looks and plays exactly the same as Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Unfortunately, a couple months ago, Ubisoft had invited me to go ahead and test this game out. I've been putting in so many hours into this game, and honestly, I've got to say, it's no less than the PC or console versions of the Division game. It's kind of very similar. The quality is very similar, and the game is available on mobile devices. Now, I know some people might not like to play on the mobile devices, but I honestly do recommend you guys to go ahead and try this game in particular, because honestly, man, I'm someone that really doesn't like to play mobile games. And coming from me, let me tell you, this game does not look like any average mobile game. It's very, very close to the console and PC versions. Almost you couldn't even find a difference. And the best part is that it's free to play. So obviously you're not really going to be wasting any money in order to try this game out. So I would really recommend you guys to go ahead and try it. Now Ubisoft has not yet launched this game. They've said that it's going to be launching sometime in 2024. So I'm just guessing it's probably going to be sometime after Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out. So it's most probably in the month of December. That's when they might decide to release this game. But yeah, as far as what I've played in my hands-on experience, I would say it's an absolute banger, and that's the reason why I added this game onto this list. Now moving up to the Arena Breakout Extraction. Now, honestly, I've got to say 2024 is stepping out to be one of these years where free-to-play games are really competing against some of the AAA industries who charge you about $60 to $70 to $100 in order to purchase these games, and they don't even deliver the quality of content. And I think Arena Breakout Extraction is actually breaking all of those records, and they've actually created this extraction shooter game. And not only does it look incredible, it also plays absolutely fantastic. And if you're someone that likes Escape from Tarkov or games like those, which is kind of like an extraction shooter, because most of the upcoming multiplayer games or extraction shooters, it's like the new battle royale genre that everyone seems to be loving. And I think it's going to stay here for a while now. And honestly, I really want you guys to go ahead and give this game a shot. Now, currently, it's only available on a closed beta access. Now, all you can do is simply just go to their official website and request for an access, where the developers just randomly choose a couple of players who will get to experience this game. You can play this game if you're selected. And honestly, it's complete luck, so we don't really know if you're going to get selected or not. But yeah, the game is set to be launching sometime in 2024. The devs aren't really sure about the release date yet because they're trying to get as much feedback from the community as possible and release this game. So it kind of just makes sense as to why they want to do it, because they want to make sure that the free-to-play game doesn't end up becoming a huge flop. And the next one is Once Human. And a huge thanks to these developers. They've been providing me early access and a lot of information about this game. And I've been playing this game for almost 14 hours now. And I know there's a lot of negative reviews out there on Steam. And that's most probably because they've been seeing a bunch of bugs in the game. There's a lot of issues with low-end PCs not being able to run this game as smoothly as expected. And that's usually something that you would experience when the game is in its early alpha or beta stages. It's not really a final release, so obviously there's going to be issues. So I think that people are really mad that the game is not really stable, doesn't have like a good performance, because I have played this game on an RTX 3090 and I barely even get 30 FPS. So I kind of understand, like, even if I reduce like the settings of the game, it still runs pretty bad. So I can understand that how bad this game is going to be running on a lower end PC. It's literally going to be unplayable at probably around 10 to 15 FPS. But as far as what the game offers, it's a very, very good game. It has a lot of good content, and I think if they fix the stability issues, it's definitely going to stand out as one of the best free-to-play games out there. There's also coming to console versions. I really hope the console versions are really going to be stabilized and it gets at least 30 FPS, because I don't think the PS5s are going to be getting like the 60 FPS update. So that's completely out of the option here because it's not happening on the PC version. So obviously 60 FPS is not going to be possible on the consoles. Now, once I've had enough amount of hours into this game, I will of course make a full in-depth review on Once Human. So keep an eye out for that one. So let me know down below in the comments, which of these games are you guys going to be trying out, since all of these games are absolutely free to play. And Once Human is currently available right now. So you can currently go ahead, download it, try it. You're absolutely going to have a blast if you have a very high-end PC, that is. If you have a low-end PC, forget it. It's going to run like dog shit. Now, next up, we have Assassin's Creed Jade. Ubisoft recently just announced a couple months ago in Ubisoft Forward, where they're developing an Assassin's Creed game set in the Qin Dynasty in China, with the Great Wall of China being the iconic location. And the game is being developed for only the mobile platform, the Android, as well as for the iOS. Now, as far as what I've seen from the gameplay, it actually looked really nice to be a mobile version of a game. Now, obviously, there are a lot of icons, basically just giving you guys some of the tutorial phase of how mobile games works. But if you have some kind of a controller which you can connect to your mobile device, and that's pretty much going to eliminate all of those UI icons, which is going to make the game look much more like a console version. Now, although I was not expecting Assassin's Creed Jade to be as good as what console releases could be, but as far as what I have seen, although it was just early in development kind of a stage, it still seems to function and play and look like an actual Assassin's Creed game, an open world game that we have already seen with any of the console releases. And apparently we also have a name for the protagonist that you're going to be creating and playing as, although the skin of the character is going to look customizably different according to whatever the player's choice is, pretty much like how we have seen the character V in Cyberpunk, where all the players can just create their own versions of V, but then the storyline and the character is going to be having the same name, same storyline. So that's the kind of take that Ubisoft has been taking over with Assassin's Creed Jade here, and the character's name from the leak seems to be Dekling Bai. Now that's of course a really weird name. This is all the information that we have from the leaks. We also got to see a cutscene which looks flawless. It actually seems like the game is going to have a really good storyline that is like well written and stuff like that, like pretty much like a AAA Assassin's Creed game. So that is something I'm really excited, and I think we're actually very close for the launch of Assassin's Creed Jade, which could be coming up in the couple months very soon. But yeah, apart from this, I would love to hear your opinions and learn what you guys have to say about these upcoming games. And I know that the list for today's video is very short, and that's because I wanted to keep all of these games that are really high quality, and I really didn't want to add in most of the free-to-play games that are not really high quality content. So it kind of makes sense. I think there's not a lot of good games out there when it comes to free-to-play, and these are the games that I personally found interesting. Now, if you think I missed out some really good free-to-play games, let me know down below in the comments. I would love to go ahead, take a look at them, and also feature those games on my next list. Now, with that being said, please, if you guys did enjoy this video, drop a like on this video. It really helps the channel a lot more than you guys think. It helps the video get more reach than usual, so your support is very much appreciated. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.